Today I'm going to show you how to build your own passenger plane in Minecraft. This has a cool black and white design and inside is packed with loads of different seats. And this is an updated version of the passenger plane that I made last year, which done really well, so I thought I'd give you another one. But as always, before I start this tutorial, I'd really appreciate it if you consider giving the video a like, as it does help me out, and I'd highly appreciate that. But with all that said, let's get building. Here are all the materials that you will need. So first up here, I'm going to grab myself some black wool. And firstly, I'm just going to place one on the floor to begin with. And then from here, I'm going to count across 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then when I reach that 10th block, I'm just going to count across 3 on this side. Then I'm going to place some black wool there. And then coming back to the center, I'm going to count across 3 to the left. And then placing some black wool there. So firstly, to decorate the front, I'm going to grab myself a stone button. I'm just going to place one on each side there. And then I'm also going to grab myself some stone brick walls and also an iron bar. So what I'm going to do, on top of this wall, I'm going to place 2 stone brick walls on top of each other there. And then just in front here, with an iron bar, placing one in front. And then for the back wheels, with some more black wool, starting with this right wheel here, I'm going to leave a gap and then place another black wool there. And I'm just going to mirror that on this side. And then next up, with some stone brick walls, for each of these wheels, I'm going to place one just over this hollow section there. And then I'm just going to place another one on top there. And then in front, I'm going to add one iron bar. And I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. And then after that, moving back to the stone buttons, I'm going to place one button on either side of each pair of wheels. Just there. And then after that, I'm now going to grab myself a grindstone. And then starting with the right wheel here, from this point, I'm going to dig down 2 blocks so I can see underneath here. And then I'm just going to place one grindstone like this, just there. And I'm just going to do the same for this wheel. And for any of you who want to know the width of this runway that I've just briefly built, from this point to this point, that is 19 blocks wide. So if you guys want to replicate that, you can do. And these little markings here, they're just 6 blocks across while leaving a gap of 2 in between. So now it's time to start making the actual body of the plane. So for this, firstly, I've got myself some grey concrete. And just at this front wheel here, I'm just going to place 2 on top to begin with. And then once these have been placed, I'm going to extend this front out by another 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once that's been extended, starting from this point, I'm going to count across 4 blocks. But then on that 4th block there, I'm going to place 1 grey concrete on each side. And just extending these all the way along to line up with this side there. And the next up, sticking with the grey concrete, from this point, I'm going to build out 19 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And then at the back here, I'm going to count across 3 blocks, and on that 3rd block, placing 1 grey concrete on either side. And then I'm just going to fill in these 2 gaps on either side. And that should give you something that looks like this. So yeah, for this plane, I'm going to be showing you how to build it in different layers, as you see what on the first layer so far. So next up, I'm now going to grab myself a smooth quartz slab. And then come to the front here, just from this point, I'm going to place 2 going out there. And then 2 on the other side. And then after that, I'm now going to grab myself a deep slate tile slab. And I'm going to place 1 of these at the front. And then moving back to the smooth quartz slab, I'm going to place 1 on each side here. And then I'm just going to build each side across just until I line up with the end of the grey floor just there. So just until I line up with that block there. And then doing the same thing on this side. And that should leave you with something that looks like this. And the next up, moving back to the deep slate tile slabs, I'm going to place 2 slabs in these gaps here. And then I'm going to place 2 rows of 3. And then just 1 block coming out just there. And then moving back to the front here, from this block, I'm now going to count across 8 blocks, including this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on that 8th block, placing another slab underneath the slab that we placed on top. And then I'm going to extend this across by another 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. You can kind of use the other side as a guide here. Just by looking through. Just like this. And then after that, just coming underneath here. Just going 1 block in. I'm going to place 1 quartz slab there. Another one on that side. Then just joining that together. And then mirroring that on this side as well. So going 1 block in. And then placing 3 underneath there. And then I'm just going to fill in this area. Just underneath here. So that is pretty much the main base layer all complete. So for this next layer, I'm now going to grab myself some smooth quartz. And then firstly, come to the front, I'm going to place 1 block of quartz just on top of that deep slate tile slab there. And then either side, I'm then going to place 2. And then widening by 1, I'm going to place another 2 on each side. Just there. As you see, we're starting to form our nose for the plane there. And then I'm just going to extend these 2 endpoints by 1 more block. And after that, leaving a gap, from this point, I'm going to place 7 quartz. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And doing that on the other side. And then I'm going to leave another gap. And then this time placing 10 quartz. And again doing that on the other side. And then I'm going to leave another gap of 1 on each side. And then placing 2. Just there. And once they're placed, going in 1 and then going to place another 2 quartz on each side. And then 1 on the end. And to finish off, just 1 smooth quartz slab. Just coming out there. And as you see, by doing this, we're starting to form the base of the plane. Starting to come together now. And also, I'm also going to grab myself some deep slate tile stairs. And I'm going to place 1 upside down stair in these middle gaps that we created. So now moving on to our next layer. So for this, I'm now going to grab myself some black stained glass on also some black stained glass panes. But before I do that, with some more smooth quartz, I'm going to place 1 just there to begin with. And then with the black stained glass, I'm going to place 1 just there and then 2 on either side. And then moving to the black stained glass pane, I'm going to place firstly 1 in these little corners there. And then moving around, I'm going to place 1 on each side. And then just extending this out by 1 more. And that will give us our cockpit window. And then after that, with some more smooth quartz, I'm going to place 2 on each side here. And then leaving a gap and placing another 1 on each side. And now for the aeroplane windows. And for this, I'm going to be using some smooth quartz stairs. And with this firstly, from this block, I'm going to place 1 upside down stair just there, facing in this direction. And then I'm just going to build across until I meet up with the quartz there. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And then after that, moving to the deep set tile stairs, I'm then going to place another upside down 1 just on top of this stair here. And doing the same on this side. This is going to be for the emergency doors. And moving back to the smooth quartz stairs, on this block, I'm going to place another upside down 1 there. And then I'm just going to build this across until I meet this deep slate 1 there. And I'm just going to replicate this on this side. And that will leave you with something that looks like this. And then coming to the back with some more smooth quartz blocks. From this point, I'm going to place 3. And then I'm going to place 3 on the other side. And then I'm going to place 2 on each side. Followed by 1 at the back there. And then I'm also going to grab myself a hopper. and place one of these at the back there. And now for the next layer. So with some more smooth quartz slabs, firstly I'm going to place one slab there, and then I'm going to place 3 behind it, and then 1 on top. And then moving back to the smooth quartz blocks, I'm then going to place 2 rows of 3 just coming out there. And then sticking with the smooth quartz, from this point I'm going to build all the way across, just until I meet up with this third block at this section here, and then just mirroring that on the other side. And then after that, moving back to the smooth quartz slabs, starting from this block here, I'm going to place 1 there, and I'm just going to build this going all the way across, just until I line up with this door here, and just mirroring that on this side. And that will leave you with something that looks like this. And then moving to the back here, with some more smooth quartz blocks, I'm going to place 3 just there. And then moving to the smooth quartz slabs, just where I've made this gap, I'm just going to fill this up with some smooth quartz slabs just at the top there. And as you see, when we go inside, that'll give us some sort of higher roof. Well, I just realised at the back, we can actually destroy these 2 blocks here. And then with some more smooth quartz, I'm also going to place another block to fill that gap in. And the next, I'm now going to grab myself some more grey concrete, and then I'm going to place 2 just there. And then I'm going to place 1 smooth quartz slab just in front of that. And then finally, 1 deep slate slab just there. And then quickly just coming inside here with some more smooth quartz blocks, I'm going to place 1, 2 in that gap there. And then either side, just placing 2 smooth quartz either side there. So as you see, we've pretty much got the main kind of aeroplane body done here. Next up for the tail design. So for this, firstly, I'm just going to place 1 deep set tile slab just there, so it should align with the doors here. And the next, I'm then going to grab a deep set tile stair and then place 1 just there. And then moving to the grey concrete, from this point, I'm then going to place 4 coming out there. And then with the grey concrete, I'm going to place 4 here. And then above here, I'm then going to place 3. And then I'm going to place 2. And then 1 more on the side there. And then another 2. And then finally 1 on the top. And then with some deep set tile stairs, I'm then going to place 4 just going up there. And then 1 more just in that little gap there. And that'll give us our tail design. Oh, and another little detail, just 2 more smooth quartz slabs on each side here. So for the horizontal stabilizers, I got some stone slabs. And then starting from this block here, I'm going to place 3 going across. And then I'm just going to place 1 coming out. And then going up half a block in that corner, placing another stone slab here. And then going out by 1, across by 1, and going out by another 1 there. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So starting from this point, placing 3, and then 1 coming out, and then 1 half block up on the left there. Extend that out by 1, extending it out to the left, and extending out by another 1 there. And that will complete those. And next up for the wing design. So for this, we're going to stick with these stone slabs. So starting with the right wing over here. Firstly, just on this block here, from this kind of thicker section, I'm then going to place 1 stone slab there. And I'm going to extend this across so it's 5 along in total. And after that, I'm going to thicken this by 1 more row. And you know what? Let's do both wings at once. So let's do the same thing on the other side. So from this point, I'm then going to place 5 going across there, and then thickening that by 1 more. And the next up, from this point, I'm going to build across 4, extend that out by another row. So again, doing that on this side. And then next up, with a stone slab from this block, I'm going to go half block up and then just place one just there. And then I'm going to place one next to that. So again, doing that on this side as well. And the next, I'm going to extend this point out by one more and then one across. And then from this point, I'm going to place one there and extend it across so it's 3 long in total. And then just thickening that by one more. And the next, from this point, I'm going to build across another 3 and then extend that out again. And then after that, from this point, I'm going to go up by another half and then placing one stone slab there and then another one next to that. And then from this point, I'm going to go out by 2 blocks and then thickening that by another 2. And then finally, just one more block. So one more slab on each side, just there. And the next up, moving back to these smooth stone slabs. From this point here, I'm going to temporarily place one there, and then I'm going to place 2 coming out, and then just join that block there. So there should be one underneath there. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And the next up, sticking with these slabs, first I'm going to place one there, and then 2 here, and then another 2, and then 1, and then another 2, and then finally 1 on the end there. And then I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side again. So placing 1 there to begin with, and then 2, and then another 2. And then going up, placing 1, another 2, and then finally 1 on the end there. So you should have something that looks like this. So next up for the winglets. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some smooth quartz, and I'm also going to grab myself some polished andesite stairs. So starting with the right wing here, firstly, on this slab, I'm going to place 1 polished andesite stair there. And then behind it, I'm going to add 1 upside down smooth quartz stair. And then to finish that off, 1 polished andesite stair on top of the quartz stair there. And that'll give us a nice winglet design. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, 1 polished andesite stair there, quartz stair behind that, and then another polished andesite stair on top. And the next up for the areas where the flaps will retract. So first up, starting with the right wing. So starting from this point here, I'm going to go across by another 2 blocks. Then just underneath that block, I'm going to place 1 stone slab there. And then I'm going to extend this point by another 2 slabs. And then I'm going to place 2 underneath there. And that'll give you something that looks like this. So just mirroring that on the other side. So again, from this point, going across 2. And underneath, placing a slab, extend that out so it's 3 in total, and then thickening the front by 2. And then I'm going to make another one of these, but this time over here. So from this point, I'm going to place 1 slab there, extend that out by 3, and then thicken it by 2. Give you something like this. And then again, doing the same thing on this side. So again, placing 3 across, and then 2 there. And that'll give you something that looks like this. So next up for the aeroplane engine. So first up, with some deep tactile slabs, from this like middle-ish point, I'm going to place 2 there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to be mirroring again what I'm doing on this side, on that side. And then after that, with some grey concrete, I'm then going to place 1 there, extend that by 3, and placing another 3 on the other side. So repeating that on this side as well. And the next up, with some deep slate tiles, I'm going to place 2 underneath each engine. And then 1 deep slate tile just behind. And then after that, I'm then going to place 2 deep slate tiles on each side of the engines, just here. And then once that's done, I'm then going to fill that in, and then I'm going to add a hopper just at the back there. And then for the front, I'm going to grab myself some polished andesite slabs. And then I'm just going to place 1 there, and then 3 on each side, and then 1 at the bottom. And to finish off with some more deep slate tiles, I'm going to fill in these gaps. And the next, I'm going to grab myself an iron bar, and I'm just going to fill each of these engines up with 1 just there. And by doing that, that'll give us our engine design. So next up, for some exterior details. For this, I've just got some redstone torches and some iron trapdoors here. So first, for the top of the plane, starting from this point, I'm going to count across 4, but then on the 4th block, I'm going to place 1 trapdoor there. And then from this point, I'm going to count across 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on that 10th block, I'm going to place another iron trapdoor. Then I'm going to leave a gap and placing another iron trapdoor there. And then switching to the redstone torches now. From this point, I'm going to count across 4, including that block. And then on this block here, I'm going to place 1 redstone torch. And after that, I'm then going to place some redstone torches behind each of these winglets or some lights. And then I'm also going to place 1 on the side of the engines. And there we have it. By doing that, that is the exterior of our plane all complete. So now moving on to decorating the interior. So first up, for the cockpit area. So first up, I'm going to grab myself some polished deep slate. And I'm just going to place 2 on each side, just there. And the next, I'm going to grab myself a lever. And I'm just going to place 1 on each side there. And then if I just flick one of these down, I can grab myself an iron door. I'm going to place 1 door on that side and also another door on that side. And then for the cockpit area, so first up, I'm going to grab myself some polished andesite slabs. I'm going to place 1 on each side there. This is going to be where the pilot seats are going to go. And then I'm going to grab myself a light grey banner. I'm going to place 1 banner on each side there. And the next, for the cockpit controls, for this, I'm going to grab myself a comparator, a repeater. We've already got ourselves a lever. And for that, I'm going to add 1 comparator there and turn that on. And then in front, I'm going to add a repeater. And then next, with a lever, I'm then going to place 1 lever on each side, just there. And the next up, I'm now going to grab myself a stone brick stair. Going to place 1 in the middle there. And then next, I'm also going to grab myself an item frame, a compass, and a clock. And then I'm going to place 1 item frame on either side there, and then a compass in the left one, and a clock in the right. And then finally, I'm going to grab myself some black stone buttons, and then I'm going to place 3 going along here, and then 1 on either side. And by doing that, that'll give us our cockpit. Next up, for the seats. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some polished deep slate stairs. And I'm also going to grab myself a polished andesite slab. So firstly, with these stairs, I'm going to place 1 on each side. I'm just going to repeat this so we've got 9 rows in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, just there. And then on top of each of these stairs, with some polished andesite slabs, I'm going to place 1 on top of each stair. And by doing that, that'll give us some cool plain looking seats. And the next, I'm now going to grab myself some black carpet. I'm going to place 1 there, and then 3 at the front. Then I'm going to place some going down the middle here. I'm just going to keep placing these until I meet up where the doors are. And I'm going to place another 2 each side there. And then I'm just going to fill in the gaps. And the next up, for some extra interior controls, I've got a stone button and an iron trap door here. Firstly, in these first set of gaps, I'm going to add some stone buttons. In the second pair of gaps, some trap doors. And then the third pair of gaps, 2 stone buttons. So I'm pretty much just alternating this in between the gaps. This is going to act like the cool buttons and kind of air conditioning you get on planes. So that should give you something that looks like this. And next up, moving to the back for the food and drink kind of area and the toilet. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself a furnace. And then I'm going to place 1 there. And next to it, I'm then going to grab myself a barrel. Just then, that's going to be where the food's going to be stored. And the next up, I'm then going to grab myself an item frame. Place 1 in front of the barrel there. I'm going to fill that up with some lovely rabbit stew. That'll complete our kind of food area there. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some polished deep slate. I'm going to place 1 on top of those blocks there. And the next, I'm going to grab myself a lever and some iron doors. And then, firstly, I'm going to place 1 lever on each side there. I'm going to flick 1 of them down. I'll flick the right one down. Then I'm going to place 1 iron trap door on each side. And then once I'm in, I can flip that back up to close that door. And I'm also going to add a toilet door. So for this, I'm going to place 1 trap door there and a lever there. So I can flip that to open that door. So for the toilet, I'm going to grab myself a hopper. And I'm going to place 1 in the middle there. I'm then going to get myself a tripwire hook and place 1 on the left. And then where the loo roll is going to go, I'm going to place an item frame. Just there. And then I'm going to grab myself some white wool. Place that inside. I'm also going to grab myself a birch sign. Shifting and placing that there. And that'll give us the main toilet area. And there we have it. With that area complete, that is the passenger plane all complete. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope you are pleased with the final result. And if you did enjoy this tutorial, I'd really appreciate it if you give that like button a little smash. That does help me out. And I appreciate that. But yeah, so until next time, thanks for watching and have a good day.